In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, I speak.
奉耶穌基督聖名講話。
We are going to continue with the fifth seal.
我哋繼續講第五人。
We turn to Revelations chapter 6.
我哋打開啟示錄第6章。
Those who were slain for the testimony of God, they cried out to the Lord and asked him to revenge on their blood.
嗰啲因基督嘅緣故被殺嘅人就會看神嚟去呼求呢個申冤。
I want to read verse 10 again.
我哋再睇呢個第6章第10節。
Chapter 6, verse 10.
第6章10節。
And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true?
判住在地上的人，給我們生流血的冤，要等到幾時呢？
We find that those who dwell on the earth also rejoice, over the death of the two witnesses.
呢個住在地上嘅人就係嗰啲，sorry.
Okay. We read chapter 11. Yeah.
我睇下
Revelations chapter 11.
我睇下11章。
Verse 10.
第10節。
Chapter 11, verse 10.
11章第10節。
And those who dwell on the earth will rejoice over them, make merry, and send gifts to one another, because these two prophets tormented those who dwell on the earth.
佢話住在地上的人就為他們歡喜快樂，互相饋送禮物，因這兩位先知曾叫住在地上的人受痛苦。
We know that the two witnesses were sent to preach, like the final warning to those who trampled the outer court of the temple.
我知道呢兩個見證人俾差派出去嚟去看嗰啲踐踏呢個外院嘅人嚟警告。
Here we find that these two witnesses were killed.
我睇到呢兩個見證人俾殺。
And the Bible says, those who dwell on the earth, they rejoice.
呢個聖經話俾我哋知，凡係住喺地上嘅人嘅，感到歡喜快樂。
So the Bible actually talks about two types of people.
聖經講到有兩種嘅人。
One is comprised of those who dwell on the earth.
嗰啲就係住上地上嘅人。
And the other comprised of people, live in heaven.
就係 另一種就係住在天上嘅人。
We can look at chapter 12.
我睇下呢個12章，
Chapter 12,
12章
verse 12.
12節，
Chapter 12, verse 12.
啟示錄12章12節，
Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them.
佢話所以諸天和住在其中的，你們都快樂吧。
Just now we read chapter 18, verse 20.
我要剛才做18章20節嗰度話，
We can look at it again.
我可以再睇多次。
Chapter 18, verse 20.
18章20節，
Rejoice over her, O heavens, and you, holy apostle and prophet, for God has avenged you on her.
佢話：聽下眾聖徒、眾使徒、眾先知啊，你們都要因他歡喜，因為神已經在他身上伸了你們的冤。
Initially, when the workers of God were slain,
起初神工人被殺嘅時候，
those who dwell on the earth would rejoice.
嗰啲住喺地上嘅人就會歡喜。
So when the wrath of God is poured out on these people, those who have slaughtered God's workers,
將神嘅災嚟去臨在嗰啲殺神嘅工人嗰啲人嘅時候，
and then God said to those who dwell in heaven,
咁神就話俾佢知，住在諸天嘅人，
you should rejoice.
你哋應該歡喜。
You, holy apostle and prophet,
你嗰啲眾聖徒同埋使徒、先知，係啊，聖徒就
啱。
慢啲啫。
啱，因為幾個族都整得我笑。Okay, verse 20.
20節，
For God has avenged you on her. 神報咗仇。
神已經為你哋報咗仇啦。
Now, I think here it tells us, teaches us a very important lesson.
呢度教導我哋一個好重要嘅教訓。
We must not be afraid of doing what is right,
我哋唔好怕行正義，
as long as we do it in accordance to God's will,
只要我哋按照神嘅旨意而行，
with a heart of humility.
用一個謙卑嘅心。
Whatever we do is for the good of the church.
無論我哋所做係為教會嘅益處，
Then we believe that eventually we shall rejoice,
咁到最後我哋會得到呢個歡喜，
because God shall fight for us.
因為神會為我哋爭戰。
This is our faith and this is our belief.
呢就係我哋相信，呢就係我哋嘅信仰。
So we must do the right things.
所以我哋要行正義。
So according to Revelation chapter 6,
按照呢個啟示錄第6章嘅時候，
so there are two types of people.
呢就有兩種嘅人，
One group dwells in heaven and the other group dwells on the earth.
一種係在諸天之上，一種係在呢個地上。
We find that those who dwell on the earth,
嗰啲係住喺地上嘅人，
they will face with a great challenge in the future.
佢哋將來會面對好大嘅患難。
I want you to turn to chapter 9.
我睇下第9章，
We read chapter 9,
我睇第9章
verse 4.
第4節，
Chapter 9, verse 4.
9章4節。
They were commanded not to harm the grass of the earth or any green thing or any tree, but only those men who do not have the seal of God on their forehead.
並且吩咐他們說：不可傷害地上的草和各樣青物，便一切樹木，唯獨要傷害額上沒有神印記的人。
Here it talks about believers who are not sealed by the Holy Spirit.
呢度話俾我哋知，嗰啲信徒未俾神嘅印去印上，
They are not victorious.
佢哋冇俾得勝。
And you find that these are the people who dwell on the earth.
呢啲人就係住喺地上嘅人。
So when Satan was cast down,
當呢個撒旦你去扔喺地上嘅時候，
the Bible says, "Woe to the inhabitants of the earth."
佢話聖經話俾我知，地上嘅人居在地上嘅人又災禍啦。
The one we have read in chapter 12, verse 12.
好似我哋頭先所讀嘅12章12節嗰度話俾
But
我
those
哋
who
知，
dwell in heaven, they should rejoice.
住喺諸天嘅人又會歡喜，
They are protected by God.
佢哋係俾神嚟去保護。
But those who are not victorious,
嗰啲係未俾得勝嘅人，
we find that those foreheads whose forehead do not have this seal of the living God,
因為佢嘅額上冇俾永生嘅神嚟去印上，
that will become the target of Satan,
佢就係屬於呢個撒旦嘅目標，
the target of attack of Satan,
就係俾魔鬼嘅攻擊嘅目標，
because they are not victorious.
因為佢哋未得勝。
Now we turn back to Revelations chapter 6.
我睇翻呢個啟示錄第6章，
Revelations chapter 6.
啟示錄第6章，
Now we read verse 11.
我睇下11節，
Verse 11.
11節。
Then a white robe was given to each of them, and it was said to them that they should rest a little while longer.
佢話：於是有白衣賜給他們各人，有話對他們說，還要安息片時，
Until both the number of their fellow servants and their brethren who would be killed as they were was completed.
等着一同作僕人的和他們的弟兄，也像他們比殺滿足了數目。
Now, I think there is a point for consideration here.
呢度有一點我哋要你留意嘅。
Actually, there are two schools of thought here.
呢度有兩個嘅想法。
Some people believe that those who were killed here are not physically killed, but they are those who are persecuted and who have been, made out of commission, meaning they are not allowed to serve.
有啲人話呢度所話被殺嘅唔係因為肉體上嘅被殺，係因為佢哋工作上、靈性上嗰種受逼迫。
Just like Paul, he said he carried in, the death of Christ.
就好似保羅話係，就係好似話保羅所講嘅，身上帶咗耶穌嗰種嘅逼迫。
Meaning 耶穌嘅死。
帶咗耶穌嗰種死。
Meaning that he was always persecuted.
意思即係話俾我哋知，佢係時常俾逼迫嘅。
He was persecuted because of the gospel.
佢哋係為福音嘅緣故受逼迫。
He was in danger of being harmed by the false brothers.
佢係受到呢個親兄弟嘅嚟嘅迫害。
假兄弟。
受到呢個假兄弟嘅迫害。
So that's why Paul says he carried the death of Jesus on himself.
所以保羅話俾我哋知，佢時常嚟披上帶咗耶穌基督嘅死。
Right? Now, another school of thought is that this refers actually to those who have been physically killed.
另一個想法就係講到呢個肉身上被殺。
Now, how do we know which one is accurate?
我哋從邊度知道邊個諗法係對呢？
If you look at verse 11, yeah?
如果我哋睇第11節嘅時
Here
候，
it said a white robe was given to each of them.
佢話有呢個白衣賜俾各人。
Now, you know that this white robe is a special kind of garment.
我哋知道呢個白衣係一個特別嘅衣裳。
I want you to read a few verses.
我睇下幾節聖經。
We turn to Matthew.
喺呢個馬太福音
chapter 23.
23章。
It's not 23. Where is it? I'll give you a minute. Okay, yes, 23, we read verse 5.
第5節，23章5節。
23, verse 5.
23章5節。
But all their works they do to be seen by men, they make their phylacteries abroad and enlarge the borders of their garments.
佢話他們一切所作的事，都是要叫人看見，所以將佩戴的經文做闊了，衣裳的袖子做長了。
The garment here actually is the same, a garment mentioned in Revelations chapter 6.
呢度所提及嘅衣裳同呢個啱讀完嘅啟示第6章嘅白衣係一樣嘅。
But in this case here, these scribes and Pharisees, they purposely, enlarged the border of their garments.
嗱，呢個例子就但係呢個例子裏邊就講到呢個文士同埋法利賽人，佢專登將呢個衣裳嘅袖子做長，
So that they can put a lot of books inside or scrolls inside to show that they were very pious.
讓佢可以能夠擺好多詩卷喺呢個衫袖裏邊，顯明自己係一個神聖嘅人。
So you find that this garment is a kind of recognition. We said it's a kind of status, a symbol.
所以呢種衣裳就係一個象徵。
Like to show that these people were well recognized, they were accepted, or they were very knowledgeable.
就係形容一個，就象徵一個人係好有智慧同埋好有尊嚴嘅人。
So they put on this kind of garment.
所以佢係着上呢種嘅衣裳。
Now I want you to look at Luke chapter 15.
我睇下路加福音15章。
Luke chapter 15.
路加15章。
You know that the prodigal son, after he returned.
我知道呢個量子回頭嘅時候。
I want you to read verse 22, 15 verse 22.
15章22節。
The Gospel of Luke chapter 15 verse 22.
路加福音15章22節。
But the father said to his servant, Bring out the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet.
父親卻吩咐僕人說：把那上好的袍子快拿出來給他穿。
So when this son returned, the father gave him the best type of garment, a robe to put on.
當呢個浪子回嚟嘅時候，父親就俾上好嘅呢個袍子佢着。
This indicates a kind of acceptance from the father.
呢個就係表示從父母嗰種嘅，從父親身上嗰種接納。
He has sinned against the father before.
佢係得罪呢個父親。
But the father has forgotten about the past.
但係父親將佢過往嚟去赦免。
The things that he has done against him, against the father.
佢所向父親所做一切嘅事情。
So to give him a robe, best robe.
所以俾一件上好嘅袍子佢穿嘅時候
，is to like tell the son that now I have accepted you.
就好似話俾呢個兒子聽，我而家接納你啦。
What is past is past. What is bygone is bygone.
過去就過去啦，就到成過去啦。
He is now accepted by the father.
而家你係俾父親所接納。
So with this, we look at chapter 6 of Revelations.
從呢度嚟去睇呢個啟示錄第6章嘅時
So
候。
to give each of them a white robe represent God's acceptance of what they have done.
嚟去賜呢個白衣俾佢哋每個人，即係話預表神已經接納佢哋。
Now, if you look at the past in the Old Testament scriptures,
我睇下呢個以前呢個舊約聖經嘅記載，
like the case of Abel.
就係好似呢個阿伯。
Even though he was dead,
雖然佢已經死啦，
but you find that God actually has accepted him.
但係神已經係悅納佢。
I think that is a very important point to bear in mind.
所以呢一點係要記清楚嘅。
To me, it's like God has given him a white robe.
就好似話神賜呢個白衣俾佢。
So today we need to understand as well.
所以今日我哋同樣咁樣去了解。
In our service to the Lord,
當我哋咁樣去侍奉神嘅
we
時
may
候，
face with rejection
或者我哋會被拒絕，
or misunderstanding.
或者被誤會。
The important thing is that we must gain acceptance from God.
最重要嘅重點就係話從神嗰度得到悅納。
Because in chapter 6 verse 11 here,
從呢度第6章11節話俾我哋
the
知，
Lord said to them that they should rest a little while longer.
神就對佢哋話：你還要安息片時。
Like to rest means you shouldn't be crying out anymore.
安息嘅意思就話唔需要再嚟去呼叫啦，
Because God knows.
因為神係知道，
God knows, what you have gone through.
神知道你所受一切嘅苦，
God knows your suffering.
神知道你嘅痛苦，
So now you should rest a bit longer.
所以話呢個時候係要安息片時。
I think in our service to the Lord, we need to have this understanding.
所以當我哋侍奉神嘅時候，我要有咁嘅明白。
We must not just cry out to God only.
我哋唔係只係向神呼叫而已。
As long as what we have done is in line with God's will,
只要我哋所做嘅係合乎神嘅旨
we
意嘅
know
話，
that our work shall be accepted.
我哋就會相信我哋嘅工作會被悅納。
As long as what we have done is out of a pure heart
只要我哋所做一切係屬於我哋嘅清潔嘅心
and
嘅
is
時
for
候，
the good of the church,
係為咗教會嘅益處，
then we know that our work shall be accepted by God.
咁我哋相信我哋嘅工作係會俾神接納，
It's like God, has given us a white robe.
就好似神賜件白衣俾我哋一
I
樣。
want you to look at chapter 7, yeah?
我睇下第7章，
Revelations chapter 7.
啟示錄第7章，
Chapter 7,
第7章
we read verse 9.
第9節。
And here it talks about 144,000.
呢度講到144000嘅人，
And it says they also put on this white robe.
同樣佢哋都會穿上呢件白衣。
Verse 9, the last part, it says, clothed with white robes with palm branches in their hands.
第9節下半卷就話俾我哋知，佢話身穿白衣，手拿棕樹枝。
The white robes here is the same as the one mentioned in chapter 6, verse 11.
呢個白衣就係同樣嘅，呢個第6章11節係一樣嘅。
You know that these people have come out from the great tribulations.
我知道呢啲人從呢個大災難出嚟嘅時候
We，can see this in chapter 7, verse 14.
我哋可以從第7章14節嗰度見
Now
到。
the question is, how is it that they are able to come out from this great tribulation?
問題就係話佢哋點能夠從呢個大災難當中嚟去出嚟啦？
We need to understand this. Yeah, if God has assured us of what we have done is acceptable,
我哋明白到，如果神接納我哋所獻上嘅嘢嘅話，
then we find that our heart it will be at peace with ourselves.
咁我哋自己嘅心就會平穩
We
安靜
find
啦
that。the outward so-called persecution will not shake our faith.
我要發現到我哋嘅周圍嘅逼迫就唔會移動我哋嘅信仰，
Because we have this assurance from God.
因為我哋從神嗰度嘅已經被肯定，
So in times of misunderstanding
所以喺誤會時期當中，
or in times of persecution,
或者喺呢個患難當中
we，need to ask God to give us this white robe.
我要叫求神嘅賜呢個白衣俾我哋。
But of course, at the same time, we have to be cleansed by the blood of Jesus.
當然，我哋應該同時嘅係俾耶穌嘅寶血嚟去洗乾淨。
So in this way, we find that the assurance from God that will be very clear to us.
唯有咁樣，我哋先能夠清楚知道嘅耶穌係悅納我哋。
I want you to read the Hebrews again.
我睇下呢
Back
個
to Hebrews.
睇翻呢個希伯來書
Hebrews, we read chapter 11.
11章。
Hebrews chapter 11,
希伯來書11章
we read verse 4.
第4節。
Verse 4.
第4節，
By faith, Abel offered to God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, through which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gift, and through it he being dead still speaks.
亞伯因着送獻祭與神，比該隱所獻的更美，因此便得了稱義的見證，就是神指他禮物作的見證。他雖然死了，卻因這送仍舊說話。
Here it says that he had offered a more excellent sacrifice to God.
呢度話俾佢知，佢係獻上更好嘅禮物俾神，
And through that sacrifice, he obtained witness,
因為咁嘅獻祭，佢得到見證，
and that he was a righteous one.
咁證明佢就係一個義人。
So through this witness, even though he was dead, he still speaks.
藉著呢個見證，雖然佢死咗，